And for our mindfulness meditation, as always, let me invite you just to be still. Feel the stillness of your body as you relax into the stillness itself. Let your eyes close and your mind remain awake. And let your body breathe all by itself, in and out through your nose and from your stomach area, as your relaxation instinct takes over the full functioning of you, all three aspects, your thoughts, your emotions, and your physical body. And as you relax into your natural self, notice how already emotions of calmness and peace are arising within you. Your mind is already becoming calm, and your physical body is relaxing back into its natural state of rest, its natural state of being. And the intention for this mindfulness meditation is for us to explore together and to experience the feeling of being your natural self, the experience of the natural self itself, the state of being. We have both a learned self and a natural self. We are born with our natural selves, our natural personality, our natural being. And it is effortless and natural. There's no work involved in being that self, the natural self. And there's no learning involved in being the natural self because we are born with that knowledge. Our natural self evolves as we age. However, even that natural evolution is effortless and natural. Our learned self involves work. We learn to create a personality for ourselves that fits into society, that works, that functions alongside society's rules and other people. And we often refer to this learned self as the ego, or the ego state, the ego self, the ego personality. The ego personality itself is not a negative or bad thing. Often it gets spoken about in those terms, and there's a reason for this. Our emotional pain lives in the ego personality and not in the natural personality. So as we grow from child into adult, we develop our learned personality in order to function successfully in the world that we are born into. So if you were born in the jungles of the Amazon, for example, you would learn a very different personality than if you were born in, say, the city of London. And you notice this when you meet people from different parts of the country or different parts of the world. And our personalities are different. People that live in New York, for example, are often described as being very loud and aggressive, highly assertive. and often quite unpleasant. I'm sure that this description is exaggerated. However, it is an example of how societies learn a particular type of personality in order to function together successfully, so that people can see eye to eye and agree on things and predict each other's behavior to a reasonable degree. This creates certainty and a sense of a control of the future somehow, to a degree anyway. So this is the learned personality, and we all have a different version of this learning. The intention in this meditation is to explore these two concepts, the concept of the learned personality and the natural personality. And because you are in the three core skills right now, because you are relaxing, you are actually experiencing in real time right now yourself merging back into your natural self, your natural personality. You can feel this taking place because as you relax, you naturally and effortlessly enter into your natural personality, which feels calm, safe, relaxed, peaceful, confident, and feels in a state of well-being. And it is said that this part of you, this natural personality of yours, can never be broken. It never has been broken. It isn't broken now and never will be. So therefore doesn't need fixing, doesn't need altering, doesn't need working on. And as you sit in your three core skills with your stillness, your breath, your eyes closed and your mind awake, feeling the deepening of the relaxation process within you, you can actually feel the effortlessness. You can actually feel in real time, here and now, how you are doing nothing to feel the state of well-being that belongs to your natural personality, your natural self. Okay, now, your learned self involves work, and there will be thoughts, behaviors, and emotions that belong to your learned self that feel uncomfortable in your body and feel uncomfortable in all sorts of ways to your five inner senses. There will also be thoughts, feelings, and behaviors that belong to your learned self that feel really good. So every time you're successful out there in the world and you apply effort to something and you succeed, which you have done many, many times, you will feel a great feeling of accomplishment and hopefully pride in yourself. And of course, this is very healthy and very good. Even as a small child, you would have learned to walk, learned to talk, learned to eat. To an extent, these would have come quite naturally and effortlessly, but there would have been work involved on some level, even learning those basic human skills. Later on in life, you will have learned a trade, a set of skills that you will get paid for or have got paid for, maybe still are being paid for to this day. And of course, this is highly functional and highly useful and healthy psychologically and physically. The emotional pain that we experience in life is said to come only from the learned personality. And this is when certain negative thoughts, negative concepts enter into the thought component of the learned personality, such as, I am not good enough, I am not likable, I'm not lovable enough, I'm not tall enough, rich enough, strong enough, whatever. Your natural personality does not have these thoughts. There are no thoughts of a negative self in your natural personality. This is why when you relax, you enter back into that lovely state of well-being. And it is only when we come out of that relaxed state of natural self that we experience unhappiness, as we enter back into the learned self, the learned personality. So, the place of the observer, by entering into the place of the observer, we're able to anchor ourselves into the natural personality within us, stay with the well-being, and simply observe ourselves acting out the learned personality at work and in various situations where we need to. And in this way, we detach from the pain and the brokenness of the learned personality as we observe it from our natural self. Like watching a bad movie on the television. We don't have to get emotional about it because we know it's just a film. And when you are in your natural personality, you know that it's just your learned personality that you're viewing, that you're observing, that you're noticing. So as we arrive almost at the end of this mindfulness meditation, I have an invitation for you. My invitation is, over the next few days, experiment with this philosophy for yourself. Put it to the test. Spend the next few days quite consciously and deliberately observing the difference between when you're in your natural state, natural personality, and when you're in your learned personality. Just notice the difference, the shift as you move from one to the other. In doing this, you'll be able to acknowledge and enter deeper, more deeply into your natural personality, trusting that you can function perfectly well in the world as the observer of your learned personality from your natural personality. And this is how you can anchor yourself into a calm state of being. So as the Buddhists say, calm abiding, the state of calm abiding where we abide with life with its entirety calmly as the observer, the witness from our natural self. So as we arrive very gently at the end of our mindfulness meditation, let me invite you to notice the light coming in through your eyelids, the feeling of your body weight resting, and the solid ground underneath your feet. And when you're ready, simply open your eyes and notice how good you feel.